Tonight, Fox 5 has learned that the Nevada National Guard will help with immigration enforcement in the state.
America, we've got some breaking news right here in my home state of Nevada that's got Democrats absolutely losing their minds. Governor Joe Lombardo just authorized 35 Nevada National Guard members to assist with ICE with administrative tasks and duties. And you'd think that he declared martial law based on how the left is reacting. But here's the kicker. We're talking about less than 1% of Nevada's National Guard doing paperwork, not making arrests or carrying weapons. But wait, it gets better. Democrat State Assemblywoman Cecilia Gonzalez is calling this an abuse of power while completely ignoring the fact that Nevada just got labeled as a sanctuary state by the Justice Department. So Lombardo is trying to fix our image and Democrats are mad about it.
Governor Joe Lombardo is in the process of authorizing the Guard to aid ICE in a, quote, temporary administrative capacity.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story hits close to home because it's happening right here in Nevada, and it perfectly shows the difference between Republican leadership that supports Trump's agenda and Democratic hysteria that opposes absolutely everything. Let me break down exactly what Governor Lombardo is doing because the media coverage has been absolutely hysterical and, to be honest, incredibly misleading.
No law enforcement duties, no interactions with detainees on that level as far as leaving outside of administrative work or clerical work. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of paper pushing.
Captain Emerson Marcus from the Nevada National Guard couldn't be clearer. This is a lot of paperwork pushing, no law enforcement duties, no interactions with detainees, no weapons, no arrests. These guardsmen will be doing administration work like case management, transportation logistics, and paperwork support.
The Nevada National Guard says about 35 guardsmen are expected to help. That is less than 1% of the entire Nevada National Guard. The Guard also says the request for support focuses on clerical, administrative, and logistics support. Officials say they will not focus on law enforcement duties.
35 guardsmen out of 4,500 total. That is 0.78% of Nevada's National Guard. We're talking about a tiny fraction of our Guard doing administrative support work. And Democrats are acting like Lombardo just invaded Mexico.
At this point, we don't know who's actually going to be activated for this. We are still working with Department of Homeland Security. This is still early in the process, still planning.
And get this, they haven't even selected the volunteers yet. This is still in the planning stages, but Democrats are already organizing protests and calling press conferences. They're protesting something that hasn't even happened yet. Now, I want you to look at how Nevada Democrats are reacting to this completely reasonable support for federal immigration enforcement.
I think that it's an abuse of power to use our National Guard and our Nevada taxpayers for federal immigration enforcement. That is something that needs to come from the federal government. And I think that many of us feel that this is an abuse of power.
Democratic State Assemblywoman Cecilia Gonzalez calls this an abuse of power. But here's what she conveniently ignores. The operation is fully federally funded. Nevada taxpayers aren't paying a dime for this. The federal government requested assistance from 20 states, and Nevada just happens to be one of them.
What we are seeing right now in real time is international tourism is crashing. We have less people coming to Las Vegas. There are shifts as we're speaking, shift being cut. There are businesses across our city and our state that are closing because of immigration enforcement.
State Senator Fabian Dante is claiming that tourism is crashing and businesses are closing because of immigration enforcement. This is absolutely ridiculous. Las Vegas tourisms are a little down, but they still are strong. And if some businesses are struggling, it's probably because they rely on illegal labor, not because tourists are afraid of ICE.
The Nevada National Guard being used for immigration enforcement in any way is going to continue to increase fear in our community.
Democratic Assembly member Selena Torres is talking about fear in our community. But what about the fear of American citizens who want immigration laws enforced? What about the fear of legal immigrants who follow rules and don't want to compete with illegal workers? Now, here's the context that Democrats don't want you to know. Nevada just got labeled as a sanctuary jurisdiction by the Trump Justice Department. And Lombardo, he's actually trying to fix the problem.
Earlier this week, the DOJ said Nevada and Las Vegas were among the jurisdictions that impede enforcement of federal immigration law. Both Governor Lombardo and Mayor Shelley Berkley have both pushed back on that designation.
The Justice Department officially designated Nevada and Las Vegas as a sanctuary jurisdiction that impede enforcement of federal immigration law. Both Lombardo and Las Vegas Mayor Shelley Berkley pushed back on this designation, but now Lombardo is actually doing something about it.
Well, it is a little bit murky, but the challenge is that the Democrats want to have their cake and eat it too. They're saying, oh, we're not a sanctuary state, but we're going to behave like one anyway. We're not going to support the federal government. We're not going to help them.
Republican consultant Matt Klink nails it on the head. Democrats want to have their cake and eat it too. They claim Nevada isn't a sanctuary state, but they oppose every effort to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. You can't have it both ways. Nevadans support strong immigration enforcement, secure borders, and cooperate with federal law enforcement. The only people opposing this are Democratic politicians who are a little out of touch with their own constituents. Let's talk about what this deployment actually means for Nevada National Guard and why Democratic hysteria is completely overblown.
Now, Captain Emerson really stressed to me their orders come directly from state and federal officials, and they're just doing what they're told.
Now, Fox 5 reached out to Governor Joe Lombardo's office. We offered a sit-down interview to talk about his plans for the Nevada National Guard. The office refused and said not at this point.
The National Guard follows orders from the state and federal officials. It's literally their job. Captain Emerson stressed that they're just doing what they're told, which is exactly what the National Guard is supposed to do. They're not making policies, they're following orders.
Their patriotism, or you're preying on younger soldiers that join because they want to get money for school. So there's a lot that goes into play for people that volunteer for a mission like this.
A decision sparking backlash among some in the immigrant community.
Veteran Manuel Santamaria suggests the Guardmen are only volunteering for financial incentives. But here's the thing, they're volunteers who signed up to serve for our country. If they want to volunteer for a mission that supports federal law enforcement, that's their choice as American service members.
Now, when it comes to the Nevada National Guard, we know they have a diverse group of guardsmen. In fact, Emerson tells us about 32% of them identify as Hispanic, with some even coming from mixed status families. He tells us, anecdotally, the mission is affecting families within the National Guard.
The Nevada National Guard is 32% Hispanic. This shows that supporting immigration enforcement isn't about race or ethnicity. It's about following the law and supporting federal authorities. This Nevada deployment is part of a much larger national effort, and it shows the difference between Republican governors who support Trump and Democratic politicians who obstruct everything.
Back in December, Governor Lombardo and 25 other governors signed a joint statement saying they stand ready to utilize state law enforcement or the Guard to support President Donald Trump's mission, deporting individuals who pose a threat to the U.S.
This isn't a surprise. This is Lombardo following through with his commitment to support federal immigration enforcement. Nevada is one of 20 states that receive federal requests for National Guard assistance. This is a coordinated national effort, not some rogue operation by Lombardo. The federal government asked for help, and the Republican governors are providing it, while Democratic governors obviously continue to obstruct it.
The assignment will last through November 15th of this year.
Less than 9 months. We're talking about a temporary mission with a clear end date, not some permanent militarization of immigration enforcement. America, this story perfectly illustrates the difference between Republican leadership and Democratic obstruction. Governor Lombardo is doing exactly what Nevada voters elected him to do: support Trump's agenda and cooperate with federal law enforcement. 35 National Guard volunteers doing paperwork for ICE is not an abuse of power. It's good governance. When the federal government asks for assistance with administrative support and it's fully federally funded, saying yes is the right thing to do. The Democratic hysteria over this deployment shows how out of touch they are with Nevada voters. We elected a Republican governor and we support strong immigration enforcement. The only people opposing this are Democratic politicians who care more about protecting illegal immigrants than supporting federal law. Nevada just got labeled as a sanctuary state by the Justice Department, and instead of fixing the problem, Democrats want to double down on obstruction. Lombardo is trying to show that Nevada will cooperate with federal immigration enforcement, and Democrats are attacking him for it. This is why Republicans control the governor's mansion, why Trump won Nevada, and why Democrats keep losing elections. Voters want leaders who support law enforcement, not politicians who obstruct it. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.